Hello guys, hello. I'm back today, and today I'm going to be doing my roller coaster review of the Gemini at Cedar Point. Gemini is a classic hybrid woody slash steel dueling roller coaster. If you've been to Cedar Point, you know what the Gemini is. It just turned 40 last year. Um, and in my opinion, Gemini is a really good ride for what it's worth, for its age and for what it was when it opened. It was a really big and fast roller coaster when it did open back in 1978. Nowadays, we've got Steel Vengeance, Millennium Force, Dragster, all of them. But back then, Gemini was the one. It was the one people rode, and in my opinion, it's not a bad ride at all. I got one ride on the Gemini, because Gemini was facing a lot of mechanical issues, both Friday and Saturday, and it was down a lot Saturday, especially. And when it finally did open back up late in the afternoon, it had a massive line, and we just said, "Screw this! We're gonna wait till the line dies down." And we went at night. I rode it at night. It was still a good ride. Didn't have to wait too long for it, which I enjoyed. Um, it did die down after a while. The red train or the blue, one of the two was down. I think it was the red one that was down. There was a red and blue side on Gemini, and I think the red one was down still when we were there. It was down probably all day, I think, which didn't help with capacity at all. Because with the dueling rides, you get more capacity because you can run two trains at once. So that didn't help at all, with the red train being down. But it was still fine. We were able to get on and get a good ride on it. I like the air time that Gemini gives. One of my most surprising parts about it actually was the end helix. That was actually a pretty intense helix, for what it's supposed to be. At the end of the ride, after the ride finishes dueling, and they split off into these dueling, not dueling, but helixes. They split off into these helixes, for towards the end of the ride, so that you get back to the station. And the helixes were actually pretty intense, and I liked that about Gemini. Had that very surprising element at the end. But other than that, it had good airtime. The racing element is superb on Gemini. I really liked that. And I really liked that it was able to, like on Twisted Colossus, for example, the train that usually leaves the station first or gets over the hill first is usually going to be the one that wins. It's not the case with Gemini. It's really whoever gets back to the station first is the winner, like it should be. Because there are many points during the ride where it will pass the train. Obviously, we didn't get that element when we were there because Gemini was closed. The red side was closed. We only got one ride on it. But I mean, I've seen a lot of videos I've seen it in person and on YouTube and all that, where it does do a really good job of dueling. And I think that's why Gemini is still very popular to this day, because it can duel very well, and it's also not a bad ride. It's not rough. It's a hybrid coaster. It was hybrid before it was cool, before RMC came along. It was about 23 years before RMC came along. That's when this one opened. And I think it's just a really nice and awesome ride, and then I definitely recommend going on Gemini if you do go to Cedar Point, get on the Gemini. Get on it and get a good ride on it, because who knows how long Gemini's going to be there. It's 40 years old, it's going to be 41 this year. It's not going anywhere anytime soon, I don't think, because it is fun. It's a fun ride for both the little and the big people. It's got good airtime, it's smooth, and it has really good racing, so I don't think Gemini's going to be going anywhere anytime soon. The only reason I could see it maybe getting closed, maybe getting remodeled or something like that, maybe when decides, we want a bigger, better roller coaster in there, that won't be for a while, in my opinion. So yeah, that's it. That's my review of the Gemini at Cedar Point. I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10, because it was still a good ride. It would be like a 9 or 10 out of 10, if it had the racing, and if it wasn't down so much, because I would have liked to get more rides on this roller coaster, but I wasn't able to do that. Gemini was one of my last rides in the night, and I chose not to. We didn't have time. I didn't have any time. And there was bigger and better stuff for us to do, but I was not expecting to get this credit, as the day wound down on Saturday, and I did. I got it, so I was happy. Yep, an 8 out of 10, that's gonna be it for the Gemini. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.